Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to see what are preposition. What are prepositions? Prepositions connect a noun with the rest of the sentence. A preposition is a word that indicates the relationship between a noun and the other word of the sentence. In simple word, preposition connects the noun with the rest of the sentence. Why it is important to learn important? Why it is important to learn preposition? For example, I am going to Canada. I am going Canada. Does it make a sense? No, it is not a complete sentence without a preposition. Look at this. Alex threw a stone into the pond. Alex threw a stone in the pond. Alex threw a stone the pond. So threw a stone the pond. Does it make a complete sentence? No, it doesn't. You cannot make the complete meaning of it without preposition. It shows the relationship of the stone and the pond. Where is the stone? The stone is into the pond. So the present is inside the box. So the present is the box. It completely changes the entire meaning. You say that the present itself is the box. No, the present is, when you say the present is inside the box, you say that it shows the position of the box. So it is very very important to learn about preposition in English grammar. There are different types of preposition. First we are going to see what are prepositions of time. Prepositions of time, of course, they show the relationship of time between the noun and to the rest of the sentence. In the very major thing in this preposition of time is they are in, on, at, regarding time. Year and months. Before year and month we use in. Before date, festival days and day we use on. Before exact time we use at. And we also use she on is also used in this phrase. For example, she is on time. There is a difference between on time and in time. On time expresses the exact time. Rather, in time expresses that you are few minutes before the time which is mentioned. Okay, so now let's move on to from to. From to helps to express the beginning, the end of the time. For example, the college starts from 4 o'clock. The college works from 9 to 4. From to, you can also use from until combination. For example, the college starts from 9 o'clock and it works till 4 o'clock. Okay, for is used for total duration of time. For example, I have been working here for the last 10 years, total amount of time. I have been waiting for you for the last 1 hour. Okay, total amount of time. When you go for total amount of time, you go for. If you are going to if you want to talk about the beginning of the time, you go for since. For example, since 1999 the college has been working. So that is the beginning of the time. Since morning I have been studying. Since morning I have been traveling. So from that point onwards you are doing a particular action. So this since expresses the starting time. Ago expresses the past time. For example, I met you 2 years ago. I met you 1 minute ago. So it expresses past time. And before expresses, it's very easy. I want to call you before you leave the college. I want to meet you before you leave the campus. Till and until a particular certain period, the action can continue. For example, uh, you can be here until you want to work here. So until you want to work here, you can continue to be here. Before helps to express. um By helps to express, I mean, it is used in the sense before. For example, you should submit this by Monday, meaning before Monday, with on or before Monday. So now let's move on to the next one. These are some of the examples for preposition of time. He started working at 10 o'clock. Here we are saying the exact time. The company called the meeting on 25th October. So here on 25th October is a date. So we are going for on. There is a holiday in December. So December is a month. So we should use in before month. He has been ill since Monday. So we want to say the starting from which day he is ill, the starting day. So since Monday, he is sick. So now let's move on to the next one, that is preposition of days. In, on, at, regarding. Again, in is used for wider place like city, town, country. On is used before roads and street. At is used for exact place. For example, where is Ramu? Ramu is standing at the door. Ramu is at the campus. For example, when you are in a particular place for which the place is mentioned, for which the place exists, for example, he is at work, he is at the hospital, he is at the college. So there we can use at, and especially before home you always use at. She is at home. Now let's move on to by, near, next, adjacent, they indicate the same meaning. Um, and also beside also indicate near. For example, where is she living? She lives by me, next to me, near me. Her house is adjacent to me. She lives beside me. So they indicate same meaning from a starting place to a destination. For example, she travels from Mumbai to Delhi. Down, below, beneath, underneath, under. These are all giving the same meaning. Again, meaning down. So beneath and underneath are old English, but at times it is used here and there. You can come across meaning below or under. Between, among, amidst, and amid. So between is between two people or between two things. Among, when you that among a group, and amidst or amid, it means in the center of something. Now let's move on to preposition of place. Again, in front of, she is standing in front of somebody. The board is in front of the class. Before, she is standing before me in the queue. Behind, she was standing behind me in the queue. There is a difference between on and above. For example, table when the table touches when the position touches the object, sorry, when the noun touches the other object, uh, you go for on. When the noun doesn't touch the surface of the object, you go for above. For example, where is the phone? The phone is on the table. Where is the fan? The fan is above my head, because fan doesn't touch your head. Against is used when you lean on something, when something is fixed against, so you go for against. Here are some of the examples. He's at home. He came from Canada. At home, it is a place which serves the purpose. So at, from Canada, from that starting point, into the house, the police broke into the house. So preposition of movement, movement, across, around, up, into. These are the some of the examples for preposition of movement. Across, when you cut across something, when the movement is across something, you say he walks across the road. When the movement is aligned with the road or a linear path, you say he or she, something is walking along the road. Around, when something goes around, you say he is going around. And up, when the movement is uh, up when the for example, when the ball goes up, you say the ball goes up to the up, or up to the sky. When the movement is downward, you say that the ball goes into the pit. When something revolves around itself, you say the sun or the planet revolves themselves. Apart, when something falls apart, you say fall apart. So these are the examples for uh, preposition of movement. Towards, when you are very particular about a destination, you can say to. When you are not sure about the destination, you say towards. For example, he went to Sangeeta. I saw that he went to Sangeeta. You saw him and the destination was clear, so you say went to Sangeeta. But you are not sure, he was just walking towards the road, so you say he was just walking towards the road. And over, here over, when the movement happens without touching the other object, uh, you say he the bird was flying over my head, because the movement doesn't affect the surface of the object. So these are some of the examples for preposition of movement. If you have any doubt, kindly just call me or text me. I will help you in whatever way I can.